Hey guys, this is Joe with the Paranormal Side. Today we're going to be talking about a case that happened in the 90s in LA. Now this case could be some of the best proof that anybody could ever have. It involves Polaroid pictures. Now I've definitely wanted to cover this story ever since I've learned about it. This is a very interesting story. Two guys in LA named John Mikowski and John Huckard, they thought their home was haunted. They started experiencing some supernatural events in the home, so they started to believe that maybe their home just might be haunted after all. They started experiencing weird noises, shadow figures, and all kinds of weird things. Not long after, these things started to really ramp up. One even claims to seeing a full-body apparition. So they started experimenting to try to gain proof that their house was actually haunted. So they started snapping pictures with their Polaroid camera, and they started getting weird images. And they were so amazed at the images that they were actually capturing on their Polaroid camera. So they started taking even more pictures. They even got an image of a classical ghost that kind of looks like Casper. They were just so amazed at the images that they were getting. One day, they were snapping pictures and they started talking amongst themselves and asking certain questions. And as they kept taking pictures, they started to notice, as the Polaroid pictures started to show up, that they were receiving answers to some of the questions that they had asked themselves. But apparently, the ghost thought that they were asking the spirit questions. That is the point when they realized that a spirit was trying to communicate with them through the pictures. They asked if the ghost was a good ghost or a bad ghost, and it replied, "Friend." They even got the name of the spirit. Also, the name of the spirit was Right. These two guys were so amazed and so baffled by this, they just couldn't explain it. Now it is for certain that Polaroid pictures can be faked. But remember, this was the early 90s, and the internet was in its infancy. So as soon as the word got out, it didn't take long for this story to start gaining a lot of attention. They even done a show on sightings about it. But a lot of people believed that it was a hoax, because this had never happened at all before. Now it's important to note that investigators came to the house, and even well-known psychics. Some of the investigators brought their own Polaroid cameras with their own film, thinking that they would expose the scam, but it still happened. It blew everyone away. Even having a brand new pack of film that had never been opened, no one could find proof that this was a hoax. Now these ghost pictures didn't happen every day. But when it did happen, investigators were shocked and amazed. They couldn't explain it. But the weird thing is, as soon as Polaroid changed the type of film that they put out for sale, the ghost pictures stopped and they never showed up again. But nobody could figure out how they actually done it if it was fake. Take a look at this, guys, and y'all tell me what you think.
This is our third attempt now to go from an unopened package of film into the camera and take a picture right. Now, we tried the other day several times, and you guys finally did get a response, but it wasn't all in one take. So we're going to try again. Means it's out of film. We open it up, pull this one out. Here's the package you guys brought with you. We open this up, we tear it open, and we pull out a brand new, fresh thing of film. We load it in, we close it up. Okay, what do you guys want to ask Wright a question? What kind of things would you like?
Well, I want to know several things, like when he died, and if he lived in this house, and if he You know, how long ago he... I don't know,
What do you think, Scott?
Just ask when did he die in this house?
Yeah.
Did he die?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me stand back some. There'll be a flash. Okay, Wright, did you die in this house? And here's the photograph. It just came out of the camera. And let's see what happens. It is 3:43 on a Tuesday afternoon. And we'll see what happens. We'll, the last 2 times this didn't work. Maybe it will this time. Right? Did you die in this house?
Now, is this on automatic focus?
Yeah. Why? It's not focusing?
Fuzzy too.
Can you hold it like right in front of your chest?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Got it.
There's something coming out.
Ha!
It looks like we're getting something.
Is there
I should have
shot?
posed, huh? Oh, forgot you're taking a picture toward us. Yeah, something's coming up. Corpsey? What's it say?
I think I have to wait till it completely develops. It's kind of hard to tell.
Corpusy?
It's hard to read in the video here.
Is it?
Can you read what that says, James?
It says, in something, Avaya Corpus.
Welcome to Sightings. I'm Tim White. Tonight, a special extended report on the most important ghost investigation ever conducted on Sightings. For the first time ever, hard evidence has been found that could prove the existence of communication with spirits. This historic case began with a call to our Sightings hotline. A viewer contacted us to say that he had captured ghostly communication on Polaroid instant film. These are the pictures that have astonished researchers and left photographic experts baffled. They contain messages and images that seem to indicate communication with spirits.
At first, the photographs frightened me.
You snap one of these things, and when you start asking questions, it starts answering. I don't know how to explain how bizarre that feels.
Never, ever have I come across anything like this at all before.
From their hillside home in Los Angeles, John Huckard and John Matkowski called us about their photographs. It all started less than a year ago when both men began to sense a strange presence.
I'll be standing there reading something at the desk or something, and I'll feel a hand come up and place it on my shoulder. And of course I turn around to see who it is, and there's nobody there. And then I get sort of a jolt of adrenaline or whatever. It makes me kind of nervous. Another thing I've seen in the last year is I've just seen this sort of free-floating shadow moving across the floor, or the desk, or the wall, or whatever. And when I see it, at first I think it's, well, I'm not actually sure what it is, but it's moving very slow. And then when I try to mask out all the possibilities for what could be causing it, there's nothing causing it. The other thing that I've seen, that apparently I'm the only one who's seen this, is I've seen this old man standing over near the couch. I see him out of the corner of my eye, and it's just there for a hardly tangible instant. It's just there, and then when you look and blink, it's not there anymore.
I felt things like sort of like a sunburn on my arms. It's the only way I can explain it. It was sort of like a tingly, like a sunburn. That's the only thing I can think of, and that's how I usually know if there's some kind of presence here or something.
In an effort to document the shadowy presence, the two men started taking pictures, unsure if anything so intangible could be captured on film.
I took the picture of the bathroom door over by the bathroom and got this really strange-looking thing that was either scary or comical.
The first images they captured had distinct eyes, mouth, and body. But then the pictures took an unexpected turn, and the results shocked everyone. They started receiving answers to specific questions.
We asked him what his name was, just assuming that it's a presence. And we asked him his name, and he answered on the Polaroid. He told us his name was Wright. And we were like, we still didn't believe it. So we just continued asking questions to the middle of the air in the living room, just to nothing. And we'd ask him if he was a good ghost or bad ghost, just really inane questions to begin with. And he answered friend.
Who or what was causing this communication? When contacted, Polaroid was at a loss to explain the phenomenon. So far, more than 100 photos have been taken. Early writing was in English, but more recent writing has been in Latin.
We have asked him if he died in his house, and his answer was in Latin. He answered that, among other things, he did die in his house.
Once John Matkowski contacted us, we assembled a sightings investigative team to be led by Cary Gaynor, noted UCLA parapsychologist who has investigated more than 800 haunting cases in his 20 years of fieldwork. Cary Gaynor's famous photographic work in the notorious Entity case uniquely qualified him for this assignment.
In my line of work, we spend a great deal of time waiting and watching and wondering and hoping. We don't experience phenomena very often. The people that live in the home are there all the time, and as a researcher, I just come in and leave. But when something happens, it's so exciting, it's so exhilarating. It's a moment of connectedness with something that's just mysterious, exciting, unknown.
Cary Gaynor began his survey using a magnetometer to measure the physical environment.
The reason we're using a magnetometer is just to see if there are any changes in the environment, basically with the onset of the phenomena. So that's the intriguing thing, is to walk the house and get a reading on it, and then if something happens, to have the magnetometer out and see if there's any change in the reading during the phenomena itself.
Since the ghostwriting first appeared, several of John's friends have also been able to capture messages on film. We asked them to participate in our investigation. Researchers carefully documented every step of the process. To minimize the possibility of a hoax, 4 cameras were on site. Sealed film, direct from Polaroid, was checked, rechecked, and logged. Marty Elkin was the first to get an answer.
Are most spirits good spirits or bad spirits?
30 seconds later, this astonishing message appeared.
There are numerous remedial lemures.
Do we have a Latin dictionary? Lemures. In Roman mythology, the night-walking spirits of the dead.
Hello.
The nervous laughter masked the tension and excitement in the room. Since the supposed spirit seemed to want to communicate with Marty, she asked another question.
Right, will you be with them for a long time?
And as the film developed, another answer appeared in Latin.
Marty, what are you thinking right now? How strange this is.
Translated, the message reads, "All this is over now." Edson Williams, a special effects expert from the Brooks Institute of Photography in Santa Barbara, California, was on site to examine the photographs immediately.
These were shots that were taken today. A few minutes ago, they were shot and came out of the Polaroid. I actually watched them eject out of the Polaroid, and now I'm in the process of evaluating them, trying to decide if they're actually authentic or if they've been manipulated. There was a moment there where I thought, oh my God, and I was in the Polaroid, which made it even spookier. I'm in the background of the Polaroid, so I have a picture of me with ghostwriting across it, and I really it made me feel that there could be something in the house.
Many control photographs were taken with no results. And then, suddenly, another message.
Ad literam.
Rick, what did you ask?
I asked, what did he think of this in comparison to when he was alive? What do you think of the technology and what's going on?
No, it's not in this dictionary.
Ad literam. Okay, to the letter, exactly.
You have to establish a chain of evidence. You have to be able to observe the phenomena from the beginning to the end. So we have to load the film. We have to show that it's a sealed pack. We have to show that it's our camera. We have to fire it. We have to control the film as it comes out. We have to establish a chain of evidence. And once we do that, I'll feel much more comfortable.
Early camera technology was crude, and hoaxes were commonplace. But with the publication of the famous Lincoln photograph, spirit photography began to be taken seriously. Significantly, virtually every example of ghosts on film has been exposed as fraudulent. Only now has Sightings been able to document what appears to be ghostly images on film in real time, with witnesses present. Here you will see, without editing, the ghostwriting phenomenon on film. First, a fresh, sealed package of factory direct film is loaded into John's camera. This camera has been examined by photographic experts who found no obvious evidence of tampering. In this continuous action sequence, John Huckert poses a specific question. A picture is taken, and an answer to the question appears on film while the sightings cameras roll.
Is he here because you guys, or is he here because this home is his?
Yeah, right. Are you here because of us, or are you here because of the house itself?
Start doing this, Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hold it up.
Thank you. Do you know where the pepper went? The little pepper?
45 seconds later, writing appears on the photograph.
What does it say?
Genius loci.
Oh, great. Who asked the question?
John asked it, the other John took it. The question for this picture was, are you here for John or the house? And the answer came out in Latin. We looked it up, and the answer is fairly intriguing. The exact translation is the guardian spirit of a man or place.
Without any obvious signs of tampering, the sightings team had to ask, could this actually be a guardian spirit communicating from the grave? Or a hoax not yet solved? The camera and the exposed film were immediately sent to the Brooks Institute of Photography. Edson Williams, who had been on site during the investigation, developed one possible explanation.
I scanned in the Polaroid at a high resolution using a digital scanner. When I scanned it in, I zoomed in on the image and noticed there to be individual hair fragments in the text. I increased the contrast and sharpness and edge sharpness of the image, and the hairs became more apparent. It appears to me, under high magnification, that is some kind of fiber, more than likely cotton.
In his lab, Williams demonstrated for sightings how he believes the writing could have been created.
The initial step was to shoot pulled cotton with a 4x5 camera using E6 film. The next step was to pre-expose the Polaroid film. I removed the cover sheet of the Polaroid pack and inserted the transparency with the text on it. Using a flash pack, I exposed the Polaroid with the text. I removed the transparency, reinserted the cover sheet, and loaded the film normally.
Although Williams did create writing similar to that of the alleged ghostwriter, his elaborate process took over an hour to complete. It would be difficult to recreate the same process in the house with observers.
It looks like cotton, but then again.
Experts at the Polaroid Corporation in Waltham, Massachusetts, were at a loss to explain the ghostwriting phenomenon. I spoke with photo expert Howard Wurzel.
We have never encountered it, and we've been selling film for now 50 years to billions of customers, especially film that was even higher sensitivity than the current color film. It could be what they're saying that it is. It's a possibility that somehow there's a field that they are capturing. Physically, I don't know how they could do that.
The two individuals who brought the story to our attention say they didn't manipulate the film. The sightings people who have been there on site and watched what's happened say that they didn't manipulate the film. Does that put your skepticism at rest?
It depends on where the film pack came from that was loaded into the camera. If the film pack came out of a sealed box from Polaroid that had not had the seal broken, then the answer is yes, that would eliminate my skepticism.
That looks like a fresh We screened a tape of the continuous action sequence inside the house, and Howard Wurzel saw factory-sealed film inserted in the cameras.
They're very accomplished if it's a hoax. If it's real, it's something I've never seen before.
Just on a personal level, isn't there part of you that would really like there to be something unusual going on here?
Well, oh, of course. I mean, that's the desire to find spirits or design things that we haven't been able to find. It would be an uncovering of a whole new world to people if it were real.
No way any of us can really know, I guess. This sort of has validated some of my beliefs that there is something on the other side, I guess is how you could say it.
For parapsychologist Carrie Gaynor, the investigation will continue.
The potential here is really unlimited. If they can write on Polaroid film while it's inside a camera, what else can they do? I mean, what next? It reaches to the outer limits of our imagination.
So guys, what do y'all think about that? Do y'all think that these people were faking these photographs? If so, leave us a comment. down below. Do y'all also think that these could be real ghosts? Guys, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, you're never alone in the dark.